Hello, this is Learning Module 2, the writing process. A paper is not written using thoughts and ideas that are already completed. A written paper is not completed in one sitting. It is the result of a process called developmental writing. The author or writer cannot think of all the sentences and structure at the beginning of writing. Most writers plan what they will write, draft a manuscript, submit the draft for review, revise the manuscript based on feedback from the reviewer, and submit the final manuscript. In the planning phase of writing, writers select a topic, look at sources of information from the literature, determine the purpose for writing the manuscript, and prepare an outline. Most of you will be writing a term paper, and the specific instructions will guide your writing. In this module, the elements of the paper are discussed, with a focus on the title page in APA style. For more detailed information, please refer to Section 2 of the APA Style Manual. Lists other elements as well, but you should refer to the course assignment instructions for specific information about what you are to include in your term paper or your assignment. Review each element and how to prepare it in the APA manual. The elements include first, the title page, and this is located in Section 2.01. The title page will be discussed in more detail in this module. Each of the remaining elements will be discussed in later modules. Second, the introduction, Section 2.05. The content of the paper is introduced to the audience or the reader in the introduction. The introduction includes information about the specific problem, its relevance, and how it is presented. The introduction does not have a heading. However, the title of the work is centered at the top of page 2 of the manuscript before the introduction, and you can see this on page 42 of the manual. For short papers, author notes and abstracts are not included. Third, the review of the literature, and this is located in Section 1.02. A review of the literature provides information that clarifies the problem, its relevance, and possible solutions. Literature should both support and refute the statements that the author makes. Fourth, the discussion, Section 2.08. The discussion begins with a clear statement of whether the hypothesis is or is not supported by the research findings or the literature. The data are interpreted and evaluated in the discussion. Fifth, summary or conclusion. A summary or conclusion is drawn from the discussion. New information is not presented in the conclusion. A restatement of the main points of the discussion may be made here. And finally, references, and this is located in Section 2.11. References give credit to others' works. References acknowledge and document the literature. Chapters 6 and 7 in the manual detail how to cite references in the text and on the references list. You begin writing. Once you have selected a topic, you should think about how you're going to write about it. Collect as much information about the topic. Look at the uniqueness of the topic. Is it puzzling or interesting to the intended audience? And focus on the organization. Some writers begin with an outline, key points, or headings. It is important to stay focused on the topic. Without an outline, it is easy to get off subject and ramble. Then the paper loses focus. Think of an outline as a road map. Most of us would not take an extensive trip without having a destination in mind or a map of how to get there. Many of us will either look at a road map to plan how to reach our destination or go to the internet to find the best route. An example of the title page is shown here. It is also located in section 2.01 and on page 41 of the APA manual. The elements of the title page include the title, the author's name or byline, the institutional affiliation, and across the top you can see in the header section running head, the header, and page number, and I'll discuss each of these elements separately. Pay particular attention to the placement of the title information. As indicated in the APA manual, the title information is typed in upper and lowercase letters, centered between the left and right margins, which are 1 inch in APA style, and positioned in the upper half of the paper, not in the middle of the page, and this is seen in section 2.01 on page 23. Note that the title information is double-spaced. Do not add extra lines or extra spacing in between those lines. The title should provide enough information to summarize the main idea of the paper. It is a concise statement of the main topic. The author's name is in the next line. The preferred form for the author byline is first name, middle initials, and last name. If you don't have a middle initial, you can't use it, but that's what the preferred format is. Titles such as Mr., Mrs., or Ms. are not used, and credentials such as RN are also not used. They're not included in this. The institutional affiliation is on the third line. The institution here is St. Mary of the Woods College. Don't forget to hyphenate the title of the institution correctly, and also spell the word saint out. Note the header, which is an abbreviated title printed at the top of the pages in the header section. It is flush left in the header section of the paper. The words running head are in upper and lowercase letters, but head is not capitalized and are separated from the header or the title by a colon. And the words running head only appear on page 1. The title is completely capitalized. It is not longer than 50 characters, counting the letters, punctuation, and spaces between words, and it is an abbreviated version of the title of the work. Do not write a different title for the header, and there's more about this in section 8.03 on page 229. On the right side of the page, note the page number. The title page is always page 1. Page 2 does not have the words running head, and neither do subsequent pages. If you want more information, you can go to YouTube or you can go to the course site for instructions on how to add the running head, the title, and page numbers to the document in Word in APA style. The next slide contains a question about this particular module. And the question is, which of the following components are found on a title page written in APA format? You can select all that apply: author or byline, course number, institution affiliation, instructor's name, page number, running head, and title. And the answers are 1, 3, 5, 6, and 7. You do not include the course number or the instructor's name in your title page. Thank you very much for listening to Module 2, and I hope you learned something about title pages.